There was a lot of talk recently about cyber attacks from Russia or other countries, mainly targeting banks or financial institutions. And I've been getting a lot of text and emails, not only from executives and CISOs, but also individuals on whether this is really a big risk they need to be concerned about. Now, if we're looking at it from a corporate infrastructure standpoint, the risk, the root cause, is really about, is the data properly protected, controlled, and secured? And to me, that's the part of the conversation that a lot of people don't want to have, right? The media and even a lot of security folks, they want to talk about all the different attacks and breaking in and stealing the data and compromising the data. And then, of course, you have all the vendors in the big tech that want to sell you the latest and greatest behavioral analytics with baked in artificial intelligence, right? And can solve world hunger, right? And all these things. But what it really comes down to is we've implemented substandard encryption solutions in place, and the data at the bank is not really protected and is not really secure. So if we really want to fix this problem, what if we had encryption in place in which all of the data was encrypted with individual records and the keys were stored on a separate server? All of a sudden, even if there was a cyber war, and even if somebody broke into a bank and tried to compromise or steal information, they wouldn't be able to get to the critical data. They wouldn't be able to get to the critical information. So I'm always a big fan of taking solutions that work and migrating them to cyberspace. Protecting banks in cyberspace, if we look big picture, for as long as banks have been around, is relatively new. But protecting physical money at a bank is not, right? This is something they have done in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and there's a solution. You have a safe that you put all the money in, a really big, powerful safe. You lock the safe, and you limit and control who has access to the safe. You don't tape the combination to the outside of the safe. Then you have a general safe to get in. But then if we look at safety deposit box, each individual has their own key. Each individual has their own combination that's not stored with the data. And that is proven not to be perfect, but a highly effective model. So if we're concerned about banks being broken into with upcoming cyber war, why don't we just go in and implement and follow some of the fundamental rules we've used before, which is encrypt the data and then have individual encryption keys, and never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, store the keys with the data. So if we started implementing proper encryption, we could fix and address the root cause. And then the concern of a cyber attack is really detection and not worrying about trying to control or minimize the damage.